Good afternoon everyone. I can tell you from experience that the act of proposing marriage is pretty nerve-wracking, not to mention expensive, but just imagine if you had to go on a quest to get some entirely different MacGuffin before you could even entertain all that. Well, today we're going to find out what that would be like as we take a look at the Mermaid's Pendant from Stardew Valley. The Mermaid's Pendant, sometimes called the Old Amulet, is a trinket made from a blue spiraled seashell and can be obtained from a mysterious individual known only as the Old Mariner. Its only known use is to be able to propose marriage to someone you have a strong enough relationship with and cannot be obtained if you currently have a spouse already. Despite having apparently no use beyond being a substitute engagement ring, obtaining the Mermaid's Pendant is not particularly straightforward, indicating that it may be more unique than initially thought in some other obscure way. Not only can it be obtained from just a single vendor, but this individual only frequents a particular area during a very limited time on any given day so long as it's raining. Added to this is the fact the area he is located in is completely inaccessible until a bridge has been repaired, and if all of that wasn't enough, the item still ends up costing 5,000 gold, which is not a huge amount in contrast to some other items, but only adds further to the hassle of the entire process. It can be speculated simply from face value that the amulet originates from the sea and may once have belonged or been created by a mermaid. However, there is then the consideration, which must be made, that the reference to a mermaid is purely hyperbole and should not be taken literally. While very little is understood about the pendant and the exact importance it bears in relation to marriage, there seems to be a widespread understanding within Stardew Valley that the presentation of such a pendant is how a person should propose. While the Old Mariner is the only known way to obtain a pendant, the presence of married couples suggests that they were able to obtain ones of their own, which may even differ in appearance. Although given that the Mariner refers to his as a singular item, it could be supposed that each person wishing to make a proposal must go on their own quest of sorts to, in a way, prove that they are committed to the idea of marriage. Whatever the case, it seems that the Old Mariner has a particularly close bond with the pendant he possesses, and as such, if we wish to know more about the item, we must uncover more about him. Unfortunately, he is almost as mysterious as the pendant itself, although he does appear to have an uncanny intuition about those he speaks to, knowing if they are already married, simply in love, or even if they are hesitant to propose marriage to their partner. When looking into old tales and mysteries surrounding Stardew Valley, it can be considered that the Old Mariner is at least partially a merman himself, having become shipwrecked many years ago and saved by a mermaid with whom he fell in love, receiving the pendant as a means of their betrothal. It may be that the Mariner will go on to leave his love when he discovered that she was the one who inadvertently caused his shipwreck, travelling back to his hometown to find another with love worthy of the pendant. If this hypothesis were to be taken as fact, it could suggest that the giving of the pendant could have originally been a merfolk tradition that may have been adopted by the residents of Stardew Valley due to their proximity to the sea and their interactions with the merfolk. This would indicate that there is in fact no unique or special traits to the pendant, and that it is really just a pretty shell, with its value assigned by the struggle that was undergone to obtain it. However, strangely enough, it would appear that if a divorce were to occur, then the pendant can be purchased once more from the Old Mariner if a significant enough relationship is formed with a different person, hinting that the pendant may have some innate ability after all, allowing it to return to its original holder in the event it is no longer acquired. While being deeply important to the culture of Stardew Valley's residents, it would appear that the Mermaid's Pendant is nothing more than a colourful shell, and that the importance assigned to it is nothing more than a fabrication by those who follow the particular tradition it is integral to. Even the suggestion that it may have some level of passive magical ability is purely speculation and cannot be confirmed. Then again, the value it does have to people means that in the end, it is more than a simple shell after all, and as such has been given an artifact rating of noteworthy. I'm not gonna lie, giving someone a pretty shell instead of a ring seems somehow much more practical. I mean, at least there would be none of that covert finger measuring to get the right ring size. Not that you ever get it right anyway. Please subscribe for more course content and become a patron to suggest your own lecture topics and support the series. Now, please have a great day, and remember that unless you happen to be in Stardew Valley, buying shells off random guys on the beach is probably not a good idea.